So there's a couple of things that we got these big names out there. There's a bunch of rumors right now that Chip Kelly could be interested in the UCLA job. That's a rumor that is heating up, and that Chip Kelly and Florida could connect. Okay, so let me just address this. I'm reading the stories. Here's one written by a guy in Orlando, Mike Bianchi, funny sports writer. He said, Kelly, is he the right fit culturally? Is he the right fit geographically? Would he gland hand the SEC boosters? He doesn't enjoy the process. The article basically says, we know that he's going to make the offense exhilarating, and Florida's been bad for years offensively, unwatchable. But can he fit in the South? Here's the thing. It's not Dubai. It's not Afghanistan. It's just, you do get that Atlanta is transient and filled with people not from the South. NASA's based in Huntsville, Alabama. Are they all from Alabama? The idea that Chip Kelly could not fit in Florida. Oh, God, how could he fit there? Yes, when you go to Florida, every time I go to Disney World and I'm at the park all day, I have a good time with my kids, and then we go to the hotel, we're kind of tired, we take a nap, you turn on the TV, and I will admit in the South, there's like 12 religious channels. All right, don't get that much in Seattle, San Francisco. All right, turn the TV off. Yes, Chip Kelly would be a great fit at Florida. Of course he would. Have you watched Florida for the last 8 years? They can't pick up successive first downs. The South is intense. They love their football and they love the church. Okay, it's America. Northeast, it's cold and the people are intense. California, it's chill, laid back. They smoke pot a lot. It's America. Chip Kelly's a great hire. Listen, here's the thing with Chip Kelly that he's got to ask himself, all right? Real simple. He was in New Hampshire for years. He got bored. He went to Oregon and kicked everybody's arse in the Pac-12. He got bored. He went to the NFL and had to deal with crazy NFL owners. He got intimidated, got lost, didn't like it. The question is, does he want to take the UCLA job, which won't be challenging and is really about a 65 to 70% committed program, or does he want to go to the South where a program has athletes everywhere, is totally committed, he can play in the most talked about conference maybe in the country? It's all up to him. But I'll tell you this, there is no perfect fit. This idea that you do realize Silicon Valley is filled with people not from Silicon Valley, that Hollywood is filled with people not from Hollywood. Hollywood's filled with people from St. Louis, Pittsburgh, and Chicago that were good-looking and majored in drama. That's what Hollywood's full of. Most actors are not from Los Angeles. So the idea that Chip Kelly, I don't know if he can fit in the South. Yeah, the South is intense. They love their church. They love their football. Dude can coach. Florida's been unwatchable for 8 years. He would be great there, no doubt. Now, does he want to be a little uncomfortable? Then go play in the SEC. Go coach in the SEC. You're going to be a little uncomfortable. Do you want to be more comfortable in the laid-back West Coast Pac-12? Then come coach at UCLA. But I'll tell you something. What would happen to him at UCLA happened to him at Oregon. He got bored. I've had coaches tell me this for years. They love the lifestyle of the West Coast. But people don't live for college football here. And most coaches live for it. Then you go to the South, and they're bonkers with no perspective. But you have to make that choice. Can you deal with a little intensity and a little discomfort? If you can, of course Chip Kelly in Florida is a great connection. Now, I would say this. Gainesville's, it's your 2-hour drive from Orlando. It's a nice place to live. Okay, here's the whole Jon Gruden thing. And we were talking about this morning. Like the Jon Gruden rumors are hot and heavy. He's the broadcaster. He used to coach in Oakland. I always said this about Gruden. I like Gruden personally. I always thought he's a little overstated as a coach. If you remember when he was in Oakland, he averaged about 9-7. But Elway had retired in Denver. Seattle had 3 quarterbacks in 4 years. San Diego was awful, and Kansas City had Trent Green. Then he went to Tampa, where in the years he was there, Atlanta had Michael Vick. They were hot and cold. Carolina was mostly meh, and the Saints were awful. He won a Super Bowl with Tony Dungy's crew, facing a team where he knew all the plays. It's documented. Google the story. It's true. He passed on Aaron Rodgers to draft Cadillac Williams in Tampa. In his last few years there, last 3 years, he was 4 games under 500 in an average division. So my takeaway on Jon Gruden is He is a tremendous football mind. He is a big personality. He's got an absolute presence on TV. I think he's a terrific broadcaster. He's kind of kooky. And I thought he was a good coach. But this is the way it sometimes works in coaching. The longer you're away, the greater you become. It's like art and wine age really well. So do football coaches. Like if Jon Gruden left football, and I swear to God, he's become a better coach every year he's out of football. And everybody's like, hire him in college. He's never coached college. He's been out of the sport for 10 years. You're going to have to grind. I don't think he's a grinder anymore. I think he loves his family. I think he loves football. I think he likes the lifestyle. He lives in Florida, North Campus, $6 million a year. It's a great job. I like Gruden. I'm not knocking Gruden. Here's the other thing about the Tennessee job. There's three things that matter, okay? There's three things that matter. What wins in college football? Here are the three things that win in college football. Do you have at your university a proximity to great high school talent? Do you have flexible academic standards? And do you have a total commitment from the university? UCLA doesn't. So if I was to tell you, if Gruden took the Tennessee job, and that's the big debate here. Oh, Jon Gruden's going to Tennessee. So let's put down a list of the 10 best college football jobs in terms of proximity to high school talent, flexibility, and total commitment. Here's the 10 in my opinion. In no order, but pretty close to an order. Bama, Florida State, LSU, Florida, USC, Georgia, Ohio State, Texas, Clemson, Oklahoma. And no Tennessee. And by the way, in the SEC, they're not Bama, they're not LSU, they're not Florida, they're not Georgia, and I don't even think they're Auburn. So it's kind of like the fifth or sixth best SEC jobs in terms of the three things that matter. Flexible academics, total commitment, and are you close to a bunch of good players? Do you go from Monday Night Football to the sixth best job in the SEC? I'll be honest with you. If USC's coaching staff didn't work in a year, that job would be open. You know? So I always say with coaches, when in doubt, wait. Just wait. Just if you're an NBA coach, should I take this job? Should I take? You know what? Go fishing for a year. Come back. There'll be about 6 jobs open. Don't freak out.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from the newest show on FS1, First Things First, with Chris Carter and Nick Wright.